I was
So
like,
a little
oh,
backstory for everybody. Paytra and I, we met working on a pilot show, TV show, and it was
yeah,
basically about bands, maybe five different music bands, and sort of their rise to stardom and their, you know, their essentially just their story. So we were like, we were part of like the it band. So we were the one that like I wanted to be. So the
my
director.
character was like this drunken rock star girl. I was like,
And I
it was
played
so fun though.
and I played someone like fresh out of high school. So, you know, imagine that. Anyway, uh, yeah, so we met on that. And so the guy had offered us the music he wanted us to sing. And we were like, okay, this is good. This is good. But, you know, what if we made our own stuff? Like, you
Yeah.
know, and so he's like, sure, yeah, you can make your own stuff. And Paige had been doing this. She'd been in this game for a minute. So she's like, I know a guy, I know a great producer. And we got on, you know, we hooked up with this guy, and then we all, as a group, made some really like fire music. We made some great songs, and
Yeah.
the director was super impressed. And but it left an impression. I'm like, okay, Paytra, she's super talented. I mean, the girl would just jump on the piano and just start like, you know, playing, coming up with stuff. Like she blew my mind. She blew my mind, and she's so, you know, driven and focused. I was like, all right. So then after this whole thing was done, you know, I was like, you know what? Can I get your producer's number? And then next thing we know, you know, I'm making music. I'm like, you know,
On the track.
everything goes full circle. So I'm like, you know what? I gotta do something with paper. So I made some stuff of my own, and you know, and then here we go. Here we go. Let's do it.
Let's
And I
do
love
it.
this song. Can we talk about how? Do you love it?
I love this song. I feel like if you guys haven't seen it or seen it, if you guys haven't heard it,
If
you
you
definitely
haven't,
should go listen to it because it's a vibe. It's like a Halsey. What's
yeah,
that song? That was one of our reference tracks. The Halsey
yeah.
County.
What was it?
We wanted to do a blend of our styles. Like we wanted to
Right.
bring out Ryan's beautiful R&B falsetto. Yes. So everybody was like, so everybody could have that moment of like, oh, and then we wanted to throw in that like rappy, singy
Yeah.
thing that I did. Make it like a
Yeah,
little
because
pop.
you make fire, and that's the thing. You make fire choruses. So, okay, folks, if you didn't know, we wrote this song. But I remember saying like, okay, Petra, I want you on charge of the chorus because her choruses are just so fire and catchy. So, so that's what we did, and yeah, I think it turned out amazingly. So, backstory on the song, on how that came about. I was thinking like, all right, what is something that everyone can relate to? And right now, I think the entire world can relate to this whole the COVID situation, right? What's going on? Like crazy, like we're all going through it. We're all getting stir crazy, stuck at home. And so initially, at the idea of the song, that was really the inspiration behind it. I thought, you know, let's do a post-COVID song. You know, let's do something that, you know, that first time out of quarantine, out of like COVID's behind us, right? You get to go to the club, you get to hear that first song, like the DJ spinning, and it's like, yes, this is that feeling. Because the whole thing is about like, you know, I'm cooped up in the house, like I miss you, I haven't seen you in so long. And then it's about that moment when it's like, okay, I'm in the club, I know you're here somewhere, like let's get these shots going. And once I see you, it's like, that's it.
But it's funny because I feel like, oh, I know for me, I wrote it. So I had just finished like my whole EP, and I wrote, and then you asked me to do the feature, and I was like, down, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember like all of these hype songs about being out of quarantine were literally written in my pajamas in my bedroom. Like I just listened to it, and it's just like living through a fantasy. I feel like that's what it is. It's like,
yeah.
Right, the song is about, like you said, when you first step out of the house, and I mean, things have gotten somewhat normal again, right? But I feel like nothing's gonna compare until that day or the time when we're able to like actually be
and feel comfortable about it, right? And feel like,
yeah, like anytime someone walks up to me, I'm like, girl, you have COVID? Like I just feel like it's so weird these days.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's
Like,
like everyone's infected. Ugh, I hate it.
you said what?
No, I just said I feel like, you know, you can't just like walk down the street and talk to someone. Like I was at brunch the other day, socially distancing, of course.
Yeah.
And some
Outdoor?
lady walked up.
Outdoor seating or?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And some lady walked up to us and was just talking, you know. And normally I'm one to talk to whoever. Like, sure, let's start a conversation. But the whole time I was literally like this. I was like, and like everybody with me is like, yo, bitch is bugging. Like she's just like it was like a movie. I was like eventually like laying down because she was just like taking her mask off, getting closer. I was like, please.
Yeah, and I think that's really what it's about, right? It's about like I wear a mask for you, for your safety and protection, and you wear a mask for my safety and protection. I mean, that's really what it's supposed to be about. Because at the end of the day, the mask isn't going to prevent you from getting it, but it'll prevent you from passing it on. So
yeah, I mean, I was eating, so my mask was off. Because how are you?
Right.
But she was getting really close with her mask off. I was like,
not cool.
Away from my food.
So yeah, I really look forward to that day where we can go. Let me tell you, like I can't tell you how much I miss, and this is going to sound weird, but like a crowded subway train. Like, give me some rush hour right about now. Like,
I think I'm good with that, to be honest. I, like, for the record, this is on live. This is on the internet. I'm speaking to the American people. I, Paytra Kessler, love being left alone for months on end.
Talk about it. I hear that.
No, I'm kidding. Obviously, there's a lot of aspects I do miss, but I'm such a loner.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I'm there with you. I'm there with you. And it's funny because I always had an aversion to like crowds and crowded places, but now it's like I'll take a club right about now. Like I'll take a good dance club. And I know people are doing it, and like, you know, power to you, God be with you, be safe, you know, but you know, I have other people in my life that I'm like, you know, who are a little bit more high risk and
yeah,
see fairly regularly, and it's like I have to be conscious. So, you know, I would love to be in a club, God knows it, but it's all right. I'll wait.
I feel you. I totally feel you.
So let's talk because we had like some ideas, we had some questions and stuff that we were thinking. Do you want me to play some music in the background? I can play our stuff. I put
you
together...
do you, because I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just like really bad with figuring out Spotify and stuff.
Oh, no worries. I got you. I'm gonna play yours first because I love this song. I love 2020.
Oh, my song.
I'll put it in the background. Let me know if you can hear it. I don't want it to be too loud.
That's perfect.
This is Paytra's latest song, 2020. This is
also, if anybody's listening and wants to ask random questions, go for it.
Please feel free.
The floor is yours. But in the meantime, we figured we would ask each other questions and talk a little bit about the song and our journeys and all that fun stuff. So do you want to let's do like a speed thing, like down the line type thing, or?
You said what?
Do you want to just go down the line and
give,
sure. I mean, speed answer to each question, like fun game or something?
We talked about the inspiration, which was really just COVID and stir craziness. You know, like the first line that I say in the song is, you know, it's been a minute since we really had a combo face to face. And I think we all really can, you know, identify with that feeling of just like, God, like, you know, even when we're working, people who work from home, it's like you're seeing these people in your Zoom calls or whatever, but it's like you're not face to face. Like, you know, we're really missing out on that face to face interaction. And especially if it's someone who you're, you know, romantically involved with, it's like, you know, I heightened, I could imagine. Our writing process.
I think we have a question though.
What's that? Do we have a question?
We have a question. How do you guys do features and how do you usually go about it? I mean, for me, I usually don't do features actually. But I mean, I feel like it's important to have a connection with the other artists. Like you don't just do a feature for no reason. You feel me? It's like if you're going to do a feature with somebody, either you have history together or you guys have something to say together or there's some sort of like friendship chemistry. I'm not a huge fan of just doing random features for no reason. Like, just me, I guess. Yeah,
I mean, this was my first time doing it. Also, well, you know what? That's not entirely true because I don't know if you guys may have seen this, but probably 2 years ago now, 2 Christmases ago, I did a cover with my girl Ali Meng, super talented director, actress, and singer, and we did a cover of "Baby It's Cold Outside" because it was around that time where, you know, with the whole Me Too movement, it was like becoming controversial. Like it's like, you know, it was like this guy is forcing himself on this woman who wants to go home, and you know, so we kind of did our own way of like redefining it. So, and for that, she asked me to jump on board, and I was more
So
than
you
happy.
guys are like friends, like that's, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, no, it
I feel
definitely.
like it's not fun to do features unless you have, it's like somebody you like or know or
And
have some.
also someone who's like uh, talent you trust, like Paytra.
Yeah.
Example, we'd worked together. We'd already made music together, so I knew that she was just badass. She was amazing, and you know, and she was willing to work with me. So hey,
He said, oh no, I think being from Hawaii, I enjoyed the diversity of two very different artists on the same song. Yeah,
no,
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
I
It's like
feel
if
you
you
on that.
sound like me, it's just gonna sound like me again. Like
Right.
it's like about mixing two styles, and like your R&B, Ryan, and your voice is amazing, and you do those big belty notes.
Thank you.
And I'm not like that. So I thought that was what made it cool, was that we mix the two, and that's what makes
Absolutely.
it like fusion.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And you know, it's funny because I've always tried to, like, I grew up singing, like, in church, right? I sang in church. I have a musical theater background. So it's like I have, and then I, you know, grew up in Motown and all that stuff. So I sound like this sort of soul singing R&B guy, but I am like a pop whore. You know what I mean? Like,
A
I
pop
love
whore.
pop. I love pop music. I love pop so much. And, you know, it was really interesting. It was always a process for me to find a way to bridge the gap because I didn't always have a pop sounding voice, you know? So
Yeah.
it was its own battle to find a way to make it all work, you know? And
But I
that's
feel
why,
like when you work with other people, you learn.
and that's it. And that's it. And that's why, like, working with you, it was perfect because you have that pop thing down, you know?
Do you remember me being like, okay, like you would be like, oh, you should do a harmony here. Like you were like doing all the belty notes, and I was like, okay, like you gotta like hit that rhythm there. I was like, you gotta like,
Yeah.
and like that's what made it turn out so cool.
Yeah.
To me, you know, pop beat with so harmonies. Like this guy, what is his name? Big Psalms. You got it. You have the answers.
Yeah. 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 That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And like and that's one thing I learned. I love exactly what you said, big songs, because even on one of my last songs, I did exactly that. I kept it very straightforward for the main vocal, and then when it came to the harmonies, that's when I was really able to sort of like let it rip, so to speak. You know, I could kind of get into my roots, if you will.
Shout out to Brendan Guzman. He's so supportive of me all the time, and I'm so glad you like the song.
Brandon,
Follow Ryan, because if you like that
thank
song
you.
we did, there's more to come.
Definitely more to come. Yeah, so much more. So
Do you
much
want to
more.
go on to the next question? Like, let's
Yeah,
do
let's do it. Let's do it.
like a speed. Daniel Merja. Who is this guy?
Oh my God! How did?
Just kidding. Okay, Ryan. What was your hardest part of quarantine? Boom. Like right up,
Damn.
like.
My hardest. God, this is a tricky question for me because, like, certainly, like what you said, like I'm a bit of a loner and I like to be by myself. I think honestly, it became hard down the line. It took a little while for it to be like. I mean, of course, obviously, look. I mean, and not to minimize the impact, like you know, the sickness, the death. That was all hard to just see and to watch that happening around me. So that's never easy. But I would say the hardest. It got hard for me later. You know, after some.
Like just being away
And
from
now
people and stuff.
yes, like it took me a while to get bored.
To me, it was just like eating, like trying to avoid like snacking.
Yes, yes.
And you know, like that's honestly because like I said, I love working from home, and I know it's very bad for many people's mental health. So I get that, but
Right.
I feel like because I grew up homeschooled.
You grew up what? You grew up
I
home?
was homeschooled, not the whole time, but I was homeschooled from I wasn't homeschooled, sorry. I did virtual schooling from 10th. Did I go to freshman year? Yeah, I went to freshman year because I was working full time, like
You
music
know, this
and
was like
acting.
yesterday for her, by the way, folks. She's like so young.
I'm 12, actually,
You're
everyone, if
right.
you
You're
didn't
like
know.
prodigy. I didn't get it. Yo, I gotta turn on my air conditioner. I'll be 2 seconds.
Yeah, no, do you? I'll say what's up, Ryan? Yeah. What's up, guys? Ask questions. Like, I see like 6 of you guys are here. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah,
Like,
please
we're
ask
just gonna keep going if you don't ask questions. And I have my knockoff White Claw right here, so I'm good.
I love it. Yeah, I need to have a little drink going. Okay, so we
Paytra,
talked about
I've been following you for a minute. I love incorporating dance into your performances. You don't seem to be putting on a show these days.
yeah.
Well,
No,
you know what, honey? We're putting on a show these days. And thank you for following me.
Who can deadlift more?
Daniel
I know.
of me. Not just kidding. Definitely Ryan. Do you see Ryan's chest?
Oh, what? Oh, this thing? No,
Saludos desde Colombia. Hola, ¿cómo te va? Te amo mucho y quiero ir a Colombia muy pronto. Gracias por escucharme.
Look at you. Look at you. She's so
I'm trying to be mi acento es muy fuerte, by the way. My accent's very, very, very bad.
Oh. No, you're good. You're better than me, I'll tell you that. Speaking of music videos, that's another thing. Paytra and I worked on Toto, her song.
Yeah.
If y'all haven't seen that, another fire music video and song. She and I was super honored to be. So yeah, this is kind of, I didn't really forget, but like that slipped my mind. Like this has kind of gone a little bit full circle because Paytra did me the honor of asking me to be on her in her music video. So I was kind of like, I guess I'm gonna indulge.
Abs?
I'm gonna indulge and call myself the vixen. I was like the video vixen in this one.
You were. If somebody on this live right now wants to see Ryan loves abs.
No, they're not that good. I'm telling you, you
hit up my YouTube. I have people freaking out. Like I literally had so many people DM me. They're like, "Who is that guy?"
Oh,
like,
man.
like all these girls were like, "Who is that?"
Oh, that's sweet. That's really sweet.
And I was
and let me tell you, for that video, I was like damn near starving myself. Like I got so lean. I'm kidding. I wasn't. But like I was really hardcore with my diet, my exercise. Because I
remember like we ordered food on set too, and I was like eating, like stuffing my face. We had like tacos or something, and Ryan was just doing push-ups.
Oh my God! Yes, I was literally.
And I was like, this boy.
We were on set, and it was like in between takes, I would stop and do crunches and push-ups. Like I'm a maniac, y'all. Y'all didn't need to know that, but I'm a maniac. Like it's insane. And I'm glad you told me for that. You prepped me. You told me like 2 months in advance, which was perfect because like if I'm off season and I'm not like doing something like filming or like modeling, I will like stuff my face. I love food, y'all. So like, you know.
No, but yeah, you look good. Like that was great. So Daniel asked, The Weeknd or Shawn Mendes? The Weeknd, 100% for me.
I gotta say, I love Shawn Mendes.
But that's our style difference right there.
Yeah.
Perfect. Where are you from?
I love Shawn Mendes. His vibe is just like so sick. Like, you know, yeah. I love it. Like I would be happy to make, you know, Shawn Mendes adjacent music. So yeah.
Where are y'all from? Said Big Psalms.
What is it?
Somebody said, where are you from?
I'm born and raised and still living in Brooklyn. So big up to Brooklyn. I'm like 5th generation New Yorker. And you?
I am from Detroit, somewhere in the middle of Detroit and Toledo, Ohio. Like nobody knows where I'm from, like the city. It's called Lambertville, but I rep all 3 of them: Toledo, Ohio, Lambertville, Michigan, and Detroit, Michigan.
This is a really good question from Brandon, and I if you don't mind, I'd like to answer this one. I mean, because the thing is, I'll answer it first because it's different for everybody, right? For me, I make the beat first. I make the instrumental, and then I have something to take with me and just sleep on. So what I'll do is I'll have well, and I'll work with my producer to get something that I just love. And then I will sit with it for as long as I need to, like in the gym, I'll run to it, I'll do all this stuff and then for me, melodies come before lyrics. So I will pre-record my stuff, literally just doing oohs and ahs, just with like a vocal, on top of the instrumental. And then I come back and then I add in my lyrics. So I'm very sort of type A about that process. So it's like,
that's cool though.
It's me. That's how it works.
Yeah.
But you're like a prodigy. Like you do it, however, like you'll do it all together at the same time.
Depends on the person I'm working with or the mood. Sometimes it's like, but my favorite way to write, I should say, is definitely to like build the track first, the vibe, and then have that speak to me. Because I feel like, I don't know if it's just me, and you'll probably agree, it's harder to make music than it is to make lyrics for me. Like, to me, lyrics they just spill out of me. Like, that's always been my one and treasured gift is writing and like being able to express thoughts through words, not like speaking, but like writing them. Yeah. So I feel like if I have the words and then try to make the music, I just don't know if it would. I've done it before, but I don't know. It's difficult to me.
Yeah. I hear that. Well, what I will do though, sometimes like I'll do song ideas that I'll have like in my notes, and I'll write out like maybe I'll come up with like a title, and then I'll flesh it out like as like bullet points, what I want to say, and then maybe I'll find when I get a beat that works, seems to kind of vibe with that, then I'll do the the beginning portion of my process. But
I know, like the rap in 2020 was recycled. Like, I love the rap. I don't know, I just like, and I used it in another song and it worked, but it wasn't, I just didn't vibe with the song. So then when I heard 2020, I was like, wait a second, and I tried it on there, and it was like, oh shoot, it works.
But it was okay, you recycled it, but it wasn't from a song that you released.
No, it was, no. I would never, it's just like, so do you ever do that where you write a song and there's like one part that's super good and then the rest of them are just, like the rest of the parts are just eh?
Yeah.
So I just like took that part and put it into that, and then I added to it.
Yeah, of course. And that's a good way to go, because then that you're gonna have, because at the end of the day, like when you get to the bridge, like you want to have a switch. You know what I mean? You want to kind of stay in the same sort of vibe, but you want to give it a little change up. Just. For sure.
Somebody asked a really good question.
Who is that?
Said, what is your take on making it in the music industry, and be honest, and like getting radio play and living off your music and royalties?
What's your take on it?
I mean, if you're getting into music to make money, I would reassess your priorities, because it's a tough journey, and
it's not what it used to be. It's not what it used to be.
I mean, there is money to be made, but it's like you have to create. There's no roadmap. Like, there's no degree. There's nothing that can prepare you for it besides just doing it. So I feel like making it in the music industry is about knowing yourself, focusing on the music. That's the biggest lesson I learned. Don't focus on the photos, the flashy stuff, because I'm flashy. I love like the videos and stuff. But if you got to focus on consistency, making good music, and finding ways to make money through that, whether it be licensing, writing for others.
Sure.
But I mean, that's a whole other video topic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I mean, I agree with you 100% on that one. It's not, one thing I've learned is, and of course, I mean, who doesn't want to be able to do what they love and make money doing it, right? But at the end of the day, now that I'm creating my own original music, because I mean, my music history goes back years and years and years, and I've done most recently event entertainment, so singing for weddings and parties, that sort of thing. But it was always someone else's music. I'm always doing covers, and now having the opportunity to make my own music, it's unparalleled, and I've gotten to a point where I'm like, you know what? It really is not about the money for me. Like, it is the love of just creating, there's There's nothing like it at all. And it's funny because I did recently, I got paid from my music. Like I just like, you know, I got an email and it's like, okay, you got this much money.
But how long did that take you?
It took a while. It took a while. It's now
so,
after
like,
all this time.
Somebody has asked, like, if it's not the goal, it's a dream, right? Like, to the dream to be a well-known artist. Yes, 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 yes. But it consumes your whole entire life. And if you want to achieve the level of success that, like, that I dream, that Ryan dreams,
yeah,
you literally have to sacrifice so many aspects of your life, because
sure.
every day is a full-time job trying to focus on sales, marketing, the law behind it, because there's so much that goes into publishing. And it's like, I've caught myself so many times being like, why the beep am I doing this? And it's like, I don't want to stop. It's just like an addiction. Like, I'm going to do this. Like, it's like, become who you are. So, you know.
You have to let it consume you. You do. You have to let it consume you. And if you're going to have in order to have that stick-to-itiveness, because there's going to be so many things that make you want to quit along the way. So many things.
Exactly.
All right, you guys are great. Big Sam, great questions. Really appreciate it. Yeah, you get your mom that house. Don't worry about it. Just
you can. Yeah, if you put 24/7 into it. Not really, but like.
Can we talk about this one? Because I really am happy to talk about this. The favorite lyric from this song.
Yeah.
I want to go first on this one.
Go for it.
Because every time I listen to this song, well, not every time, well, but fairly frequently, when I hear this song, there's one lyric that I laugh at, and it's yours.
What do I say?
When you say, gosh, what do you say? Oh man, you say like, oh god, I just want to be like, you said something, and it's okay. What is it? What's your lyric in your verse?
It's like, it's been a minute since I've really missed your touch. I'm in love with the thought of you, and for me that is enough.
That's it. I'm in love with the thought of you, and for me that's enough. I love that lyric so much, because it's like traditionally people will tell you, like, you know, it's like everyone wants to say, oh, are you in love, or are you in love with the thought of this person? You know, and it's like generally frowned upon if you're just like in love with the idea of love, you know. But in this, you're like, I don't give a F. Like, I give no Fs. Like, I'm in love with the thought of you, and for me, that's enough. And I just
that's enough.
And you wrote that one. I laugh every time I hear that. I'm like,
that's so funny.
I'm like, she does not care.
But you see, like, that's your take on. I love that. Like, leaving lyrics up for interpretation.
So what's yours? What's your favorite lyric?
I like, you got me crazy, loca, kiss me on the boca.
Yes.
That is really lonely when it's me and I am so loud. Like, I liked incorporating the rhyme being in a different language.
Yeah, that was.
You know what I'm saying?
I loved that. I love that. There was one part in the studio I was like, "What's that part you're saying?" Because you said so loud when you are being alone, right?
Yeah. So like being alone.
What is that you said?
But I love your lyric as well, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It took me until like yesterday to really understand it. But it was like something about it's like something about your boy, give your boy some love, show your boy some love.
Oh, yeah.
But your last name is Love, and I was
yes, That's funny that you said that, because I was in the car today listening to it, and at that part, I thought to myself, I was like, "Oh, snap!" Like,
did you mean to do that?
I did not mean to do that.
You should roll with it. Tell people, yes, I meant to do that.
I know. All right, moving forward, I totally am. I'm gonna have.
So if you guys are listening to this, you didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear that, but it's so funny because I like that lyric too, because I like the whole. The way that leads up, because it's like, I think I'm gonna say this wrong, might be saying this wrong, but it's just like, but I'm gonna just own up to it, and it's just like, and we each have something different that we're saying that may be taken wrong, but we're just gonna own up, and it's like,
exactly. No, I loved it. It was so good. So should we play it? Because somebody, do you want us to play it? Because someone said run it.
Run it? You want to hear it? All right. I'm just going to play it. Turn it up. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Yeah, it should be good.
Can you hear it? Let me know if y'all can hear it. We all know that feeling, don't we? There's one thing left to do, y'all.
Can you turn it up a little? Yes, Harmony.
Come on, Paytra. Come on, girl.
I like, forgot the first lyrics.
There it is. Love that.
Crazy, loca, kiss me on the boca. It's really lonely when I'm sola. Espanol for my Latinos and Latinas. Those harmonies.
Paytra is the harmony queen, by the way.
I'm like a harmony princess, not the queen. I have a lot to learn about those things. Thank you, guys.
Oh, I love this song.
Sister was calling me.
Here we go.
And then the big chorus. This song, I'm going to tell you in a minute. Listen to the rest of it.
I can't hear you. I'm gonna turn it down when I'm done.
I know. No, you can, Brian. You keep living your best life.
I didn't hear what you said.
No, it was just funny because like people were talking to us and I was like answering them, but you kept going. You're like, I can't hear you. I was like, no, don't worry about it. You just keep living your best life over there.
I was living my best life, y'all. I'm sorry.
Somebody asked, what's the song called? This is called Dance Till the End, and it's by us, Paytra and Ryan Love. So
yeah, get into it. Download it. It's on Spotify. It's on iTunes. It's on all the stuff.
And follow us on Spotify.
Follow us on Spotify. Absolutely. Add us to
both of us. It's a 2-for-1 deal.
Right. But what do you want to do? You want to do more questions, or how are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, what's up, people? If you're joining, just
if you're joining, ask questions, y'all. What's going on?
People, but yeah, in the meantime, I'm gonna ask you a question, and then we'll both answer it. But like, let's just do that thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I think that was my question, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I'm asking you your question.
You asked me my own question.
Yes.
By faith, I will be making much more music. I'll be, and I don't know, for those of you who maybe you know or you don't know, but I'm also an actor. I act, I model. I would love to be able to, and thank God, at this point in my life, I'm able to support myself with my art, but I honestly be doing exactly what I'm doing, just on a bigger scale. Like, I want it to be taken to the next level. I mean, like anything else, right? Like, you stay at a job, for 2 years, you expect a raise. So at the end of the day, I'm doing exactly what I want to be doing, what I love. And I want to still be doing this, just on a bigger scale. Movies, more music heard. I want the world to hear my music. I have things to say, and I want for everyone to hear. Now, your turn.
So I see myself, and I've really thought about this. Like, I have it planned out. I see myself on a sitcom because I feel like let me just say, I never intended to be an actress in my entire
You're
life.
good.
You know, I feel like I'm not like I shouldn't say that. I'm more of like the sitcom. I want to be funny. I want to be entertaining. Like my thing is entertaining. I love entertaining, and I love speaking. I love giving people that satisfaction through words. If you know if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I like writing lyrics. So I just feel like I became I signed to Steinberg Talent in 2 years ago, something like that, whatever. And they've gotten me so many great auditions, like more than I never thought I would be in the room with these people. And I've gotten a few things here and there. You know, I've taken a lot of classes. I've gotten a lot better because acting is like it's way more difficult than I hate to say that I thought, because I didn't think it'd be difficult. I mean, easy doing what people do like that. It's amazing, but there's so much more behind it that people know.
Yeah.
So I've gotten so close to a few sitcom roles. Like I'm not in no place to disclose what they are, but I'm like, dang, like I could see this. Like this could be me. So I really would love to do that. Like that's a goal of mine on the side. Besides that, music, exactly what you said, Ryan. Like scaling it. This is my first full project because of the crazy shit, like management and stuff I've been through. So I'm so excited to just be free and be doing me. And I want to do a whole nother EP, and then hopefully at the end of those 2 EPs, I'll be able to self-fund an entire album.
Yeah.
That's the goal. You
got this. You got it. I believe in you so much. I knew you were a star from the day I met you. I mean that. I knew you were a star.
Thank you. And I was telling Daniel, I was like, Ryan Love, his name is a star name. Like
it's so funny because I hear that, and then the follow-up question, everyone always has a follow-up question. Is that your real name? And so yes, my real name.
That's so cool. Same though. People are like, is Paytra your real name? I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Because I think there was like a reggae artist back in like the 90s that went by Paytra or Petra or something like that.
I think it was Patra. P-A-T-R-A.
Yeah, she pronounced it me.
I think that's I don't want to speak like I don't know, but from what I've heard, that's a Jamaican name. It's Patra.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Not the way I spell it. My name's European. It's Greek, I think. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So
you guys are so sweet. Brandon's so sweet. Yeah, Paytra is what's up. Paytra's what's up.
That's so cute. Brandon, thank you. Thank you so much.
What is some of the feedback you're getting from your friends, like about our song, about the music, your music in general? But let's start with this song in particular. Some feedback that you've gotten, if anyone's heard it, Wait,
what song are you playing?
Well, right now this is one of yours. Right now this is Wannabe Remix. But I was talking about. So let's start with our song, and then in general.
Oh, like the feedback I've gotten?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I've never gotten so much good feedback from the past 3 songs.
Mm-hmm.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
I've gotten I feel like just this music's starting to reach people that I like. It's going beyond what I thought.
Yeah.
2020 specifically, and then I feel like 2020 it reached so many different people. And then now those people are listening to our song and they're really liking it because it's so different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So people love the musicality because my recent stuff's very rappy, pop rap. So the thing, the way that the way we wrote this record is more feel good, I guess.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I would say for me, the first thing everybody says when they hear it is, I can see the video already. I see the music video. I've maybe let 5 people hear it before it came out, and consistently that's what everyone said. So it's definitely something I think that we should consider.
So what do you guys think?
Yeah, what do you guys think? Would you guys like to see a video for it? Maybe we could do like a short, like a mini video or something. You know, COVID friendly.
Like a 1 minute type situation.
Yeah, I think that might
just to make people mad because there's not a full video.
Yeah, I mean, because you know, you get such a visual because the way that the lyrics go, it's sort of telling us such a visual story.
Yeah.
I think it people automatically just start to see what, you know, a video would look like.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, wait. I want to ask a question about both of us.
Okay.
Funniest memory. Let's make it this. Funniest memory or the craziest thing that's happened on set or like in the industry. That's just that's appropriate and like legal to talk about.
Okay. Okay.
Because there's some stuff that you can't talk about because of the contracts.
Oh yeah. That's true. You want me to go?
Yes.
Okay. You know what? So I'm new to making my own original music, which I said before, but like I've been singing like covers for years and years. So I remember I did this event, this super expensive wedding, where they literally had to pay like millions for this thing, hundreds of thousands for sure. And I had like an assignment to like learn certain songs, and it was just sent by email. And like I guess that portion of the email I didn't see, and like it was like solo, like it was like my own thing, like the whole song I had to do, and it was like some Michael Jackson song or something. And like I tell you, I have never bombed so bad on stage. Like it was so bad. Like that particular band, they never hired me again. Like, and I don't blame them. Like I wanted to disappear in that moment. Like they say that like psychologically people would rather like die than like be on stage in front of people, but like in that moment I was like, yeah, I got
but that's a thing. Everyone has that. Everyone
has that. But normally you get used to it, you know, you do it over and over again. But yeah. I was like, yo, if I could just not exist right now. So, but you know what? The good thing about that as a performer, like as a live performer, I think it's helpful to have experiences like that because you learn that you live. You know what I mean? Like it's not the end of the world. The world didn't end. You still have breath in your body, and it helps you for the next time. So it helps you manage like stage fright or fear because you say, you know what? I've bombed on stage before. So what's the worst that can happen? If I completely F this up, I'm going to live. I'll be fine. So, you know, you need those like hard knocks in order to be able to sort of achieve, I guess, your best.
Yeah.
What about you? You have a good one. I know you have a good one.
I have many, not good, but crazy. I bombed on stage, like specifically at the beginning. I had the worst stage fright because I have so much anxiety and I was such a shy kid. So you can imagine like that was plentiful, but that's frugal compared to what I'm about to say. So I have two stories.
All right, let me hear.
Well, so for anybody listening that doesn't know, like I came here by myself at 16. So I was like fresh from Michigan, 16. I didn't know shit about life, right? So like obviously that's already a setup for disaster. So I was doing what anybody coming to the city trying to make it would do. I was going out performing and meeting people, and I did that almost every night. I tried to do open mics. I tried to go to dance classes, blah, 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 blah. So I remember I used to take like any gig I could get, obviously.
Yeah.
And I showed up to, I don't even know the
Yarnell. Hi. I'm sorry, friend Yarnell.
No, it's okay.
Whoever
that is, what's his name? Her name?
Yarn Star.
Oh, okay.
Woo! Thanks, Yarn.
So I showed up to this venue, 16. Let's just. I snuck in because I like always had a fake ID. Like I wasn't allowed to be anywhere, but I was like, I'm not letting that stop me. So I got up on stage. It was like not the place I should have been. And I remember the only thing I remember.
You were supposed to perform for this. You're saying?
Oh, I did perform.
Okay.
But I performed like this like bubbly pop song, and that wasn't the place. That wasn't the place. And I remember getting off the stage, and I was like going to leave. I was like, I can't be here. And there was like just like a bag of cocaine being like snorted in the corner.
Snorted in the corner.
And I mean, I think it's funny now because I'm just like, that is classic. That's like an artist story. You're like,
the industry, yeah.
Why am I here? And the second story, I'm not gonna say names, but I don't give an F. I'm gonna keep it like PG-13. Okay. I don't give an F if so and so hears this. I was coming home from the studio. This was actually like within the year, and I was coming home from the studio. It was like midnight, and this is before COVID, so I would like take the train to Penn, walk home because I live nearby.
Right.
Somebody I had worked with previously who is crazy, like salty, crazy, tried to get in. He followed me, and I knew he was following me. I'm like, I'm not stupid. I'm like a New Yorker. Like, I know when someone's following me. I'm not stupid. Like, you know, I might look all whatever, but I was like, okay, he's following me, but I'm not scared. So I just did what anybody would do. You know, I'm small. I was like, I'm gonna get a cab. I like hailed a cab. This person tried to get into the car with me.
What?
Yeah. And this is over just like music stuff, like stupid stuff. And they're just angry. And like, anyway, nothing happened of it. I was saved. But to me, that like on the drive home, I was like, this is the most crazy industry. Like, what the heck? Like, what just happened?
Wow. Yeah, you got, yeah, especially a pretty woman, you know, in New York, you have to be.
But in my head, I'm like, you know, if a dude is following a young girl, I'm like, I could get you arrested, but I won't.
Well, you do what you got to do, you know?
I know, but I was like, it's harmless. Like, it was harmless, but I'm like, stop, you know?
Yeah.
Don't make me do that. I don't want to do that. Anyway. My story, your stories is way, like.
No, your story was
nicer.
Your story was real. I mean, come on now.
It's real. Like, when I tell you guys, this is the craziest. I've never experienced this. The people in this industry are nuts. We're all nuts in a good way, somewhat. We're crazy.
That's what they say. There's a fine line between like genius and insanity. I've come to see that to be true. Who's your biggest supporter, Paytra?
My biggest supporter in terms of like fan or in terms of like somebody who actually.
That's a good differentiation. You give me both.
Okay. So I guess in terms of like my life, like people that have supported me, my parents are so supportive. Hence, like the only reason I was allowed to leave my house at 16. Like my parents, they believed in me that much. It wasn't like I ran away from home type situation. It was like they really were like, no, she's a special one. She's gotta. So my parents have always been super supportive. But Daniel, like seriously, like straight up.
I believe that. Is he right there?
No, I don't know if he's listening. But.
Yeah.
It just is. Like, it's crazy. Like, every show, all the ads, like, dang. But biggest fan, I mean, I don't know if I'm in, like, that sort of position to have, like, a biggest fan, but I have a few names, like, Brandon, he's super supportive, and I'm sure he's listening still. He's all, like...
on the feed, right? Brandon?
Yeah, like, he's always just super, and I hate to say fan, like, supporter, you know what I'm saying? Like, friend. To me, that's what they like. Everybody on this page is. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like there's been so many. Just those special people that like touch you. You know, they reach out to you and say that this song touched me, and it's just like that's the best thing for an independent artist like myself and you.
Yeah, for sure.
How about you?
For me, this is gonna sound so cheesy, but I gotta say it, and it's the truth. My biggest supporter is my mother. My mother believes I can take over the world.
You
can. And I can. But you know what? Thanks to my mother, I probably will. Because to have someone like that to just be behind you, like that's what I think everyone really needs that. You know, it's really important to have that, you know, because in our industry, you're going to hit those speed bumps, those roadblocks that make you just say, like you said earlier, like, why am I doing this? Like, is this the right choice? Like, you know, is this the, you know, and you're going to get down on yourself. You know, it's gonna get tough from time to time. So you really need that. And you know, for me, it's definitely my mother. As far as like, you know, I don't even know about band, like a band. I can't even say. But I mean, I have some good friends. I will say, I have a friend Andre, and I've known Andre since high school. And I always said, and he's like, I mean, I said I'm a pop whore, but he's way more so than me. And he has an ear for music. Like he's that guy who, and he's not really particularly musical, but like he knows if a song's gonna be a hit or not. You know, he's that guy. So like when I have a song that comes out, I always like he's my first stop. I'm like, Andre, you need to tell me, like, I want your opinion, because out of all people, his opinion matters. Like my mom, as much as she may be supportive, if I let her hear a song, she'd be like, well, it was good, but I didn't understand what you were saying, and you know
Yeah.
that. But Andre will be like, that's trash, and like I'm like, you know,
I like
okay,
that.
go back, you know.
No, I like that.
Brandon's writing something. Brandon is awesome, man. I appreciate you for folks. Feel free to ask questions. We appreciate them. Yeah. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that. Yeah, she's the best. I don't know what I would do without my mom. I mean that. What about musical influences, Paytra?
My biggest influences?
Yeah.
Life. Like
Right.
I mean, artist wise, like
Yeah,
I grew
music.
up listening
Yeah.
to Alicia Keys. I love Rihanna, Beyonce, TLC, Nelly, um, songwriters like Sia, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But overall, I'm not the type of person that I never like say, oh, I want to make a song like this person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's hard because some of these influences, like my songs are not like them at all. It's just kind of like a mixing pot of what I've listened to, you know?
I'm sorry to cut you off. The Black Show Taro, you said your mom doesn't support your music. Why is that? That's sad. I'm sorry to hear that. But you know what? You'll find there are going to be other supporters around you. That's why
This
friends
is very common. I've heard this
are
a
like
lot.
the family we choose, you know?
Don't let that stop you. Like if you
No.
really believe that's what you're meant to do, you know that. Like I mean, I have a list this long of people who don't support me. And I know it's different than your mom. Like that's hard. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
But I will say this, though, too, if this is any encouragement to you, as a child, I knew that this is what I wanted to do. I said it I was 5 years old, and I knew. And when I told my mom then, she was like, absolutely not. Like, she said, like, that's a lifestyle that leads to, like, drugs and alcohol and all kinds of addiction and crazy, you know, and then also I was an artist. I was a visual artist, so she kind of just thought I was going to be this, you know, this painter, and, you know, so no way that you're going to be, you know, this performer on stage. So all that to say, she was not supportive initially, but now, you know, once you do it, you know, it just sort of, you know, people change. Is I guess that's my overall point.
Hi, ugly boy. It's his name. Why do you? Let me ask you this, because I always see this username like I'm commenting or whatever, liking something. What does that mean? That's not true. Ugly boy. That's so like no.
He's like side eyeing you. He's like,
what does that mean too? No, I'm not throwing shade. I'm throwing like compliment.
no, I'm sure you're not ugly, dude. I'm sure you're not ugly. No one's ugly.
Funny.
No such thing. You got a question for me?
What was it like working with me? Good and bad. Let's do that. I'm bringing it out. It doesn't have to be like something bad about me. It could just be something like maybe that we didn't like, we did something differently. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like different styles. Because I feel like whenever you mesh two people together,
you only have like 2 minutes left remaining for our live video. I don't know why it's telling me that. Does it kick you out? I've never done it before. We have like a minute and a half now.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. Do you see that on your screen?
No, because I'm just like on your live.
Yeah. Bad. I would say I love being challenged, and I love people telling me like, no, this doesn't work. Like, you know, if it's not working, I love constructive criticism. I think there's a right way to say anything, and I don't know if I mean, maybe we were so much like in sync and so much on the same page, but I don't know if I got a whole lot of that from you. A little bit, but not a lot. And good. I mean, you're great. You're awesome. You're a pleasure to work with, and you're real. Like you're like a real chick. I love that. We have 1 minute. Your turn, and then we close out.
Okay. Good. You're super talented and you're hardworking and you're great at writing and your voice and harmonies. Like, love it. Bad. This is hard. Leave a minute.
40
I guess
seconds.
like maybe just trying to make sure we stayed on this right track of like a pop. Like
Yeah.
trying to like, but I feel like that came from just because you told me at the beginning like, hey, I want to make this pop, but also I want to stay true to my R&B. So just kind of like maybe having to take some of the R&B out so our styles match together.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad. It was just like.
We got 50 seconds. I'm gonna go out with that song. You guys were great. Thank you so
Bye,
much.
guys.
Paytra, I love you. Thank you so much. You make great music. You are kick-ass.
Follow us on Spotify.